Hey guys, it's Bees. Mythic Plus is activated again on the Dragonflight beta, and they have reworked Thundering. Yes! The old Thundering was just information overload. It cast so many swirlies on the ground that you had to avoid, and then during the swirlies, people were getting circles around them, so you had to spread out, and then when the circles disappeared, you shot out 5 lines out from each other that would hit other people while swirlies were still spawning that you had to avoid. This on top of whatever the hell you're doing during the boss fight or the trash pack, and then the other fixes going off like quaking, sanguine, bursting. It was just too much. So Blizzard has pulled it back. The new Thundering is not so much. It's not as complicated. So basically what the new Thundering is it still spawns swirlies, but not that many. And then after the swirlies expire, 4 people in your party will get either an electric ball, 2 people will get an electric ball over the head, and 2 people will get a kind of wind looking ball above their head. And this lasts 15 seconds. During that 15 seconds, you'll get plus 10% damage and healing. The 3 DPS always get a ball, and then the tank and healer will be chosen randomly as the 4th person. So you're like, oh, alright, 15 seconds of doing more damage, more healing. But if you let it the whole 15 seconds run off, it stuns you. And then for 8 seconds, it stuns you. 8 seconds is a hell of a long time. And then during that stun, I think every tick you take about 20% of your life. So it's going to kill you unless you receive some heals. So how do you get rid of it? All you got to do is if you have the electric ball, you have to touch someone with the wind ball. If you do that, you both lose the buff and you won't get stunned when it goes away. There's no negative for touching someone else of the same ball, not like Anduin with the gold and black circles, and there's no negative thing for touching the one person that doesn't have the buff or anything. All you got to do is just stack up with someone with the opposite one. You both lose it. So let's just pull it up here. I think a Thundering happens not too long into this pull. We can see it in action. So that's not that. That's just something that trash pack does. Here we go. Some swirlies. Not that many swirlies to worry about. And then, you see, I kind of have the wind one above my head. And I just have to touch my buddy that has the electric one. Super simple. I saw people online complaining, oh, this is going to be way too complicated for pugs. It's not. As long as you know it's coming beforehand, someone just tells you, hey, once the affix is dodge the swirlies, you get a ball above your head, touch someone else with the other ball, just touch balls, and it'll all be good. So I think Blizzard kind of swung from, hey, Thundering is way too crazy, to now it's kind of way too easy. It's more of an annoyance than something you have to deal with. So it's just like, hey, some swirlies appear. Sometimes you don't even have to move for the swirlies because there's not that many of them. And then it's just like, oh, I get this buff for 15 seconds. But it's not really you have a buff for 15 seconds. You might only get about 6 to 8 seconds out of it. Then you have to go, alright, now I have to stop casting or stop dealing damage and find my buddy. So it's not really 15 seconds of a buff. It's more like 6 to 8 to 10 maybe. And if you just try to be too greedy, you're going to die. So, and the upside is really not that great. Just plus 15% damage and healing. Whoop-de-doo. And you can only have it for like 6 to 8 to 10 seconds at the most. And then on top of that, sometimes Thundering just spawns at the most awkward times. Like when you're running to a new trash pack, and then Thundering spawns as you're getting there, and you're just like, oh, we should just touch before we pull the trash. because if we pull the trash, we're only going to have like 5 seconds left. So we don't want to be rushing to get rid of the buff right at the start of a pull. So, I don't know. See, this is what I'm talking about. We get Thundering right when this trash pack dies, but there's nothing to kill. So it's like, whoop-de-doo. But it is better than the last Thundering, but I don't know if it's really good. You know what I mean? It's just there. Like, every other seasonal affix, it was meaty. There was something to it. This one is just like, it almost feels like another just regular affix. And I know they said they wanted it to make it easy because it was the first season. There's all these changes. 8 brand new dungeons everyone's got to learn. Everyone's got to relearn their class with these new talents. So they said they wanted to make it easy, but a little too easy. It just feels like a normal affix stacked on top of everything else. I mean, really, if you just took away the swirlies, because the swirlies are really nothing, there's not a lot of them. The main thing is just, hey, 4 people get a thing over their heads. You just got to touch someone with the opposite one, or you die. That could just be a regular affix, really. So, that's the new Storming, That's the new Thundering. So, I hope everyone enjoyed this video. See you next time.